Welcome in, everybody, to Wapsie Valley postseason boys basketball as the Warriors take on the Substate final, facing the North Linn Lynx here at West Delaware High School. The winner going to the state tournament. We're set to bring you all of the action tonight. I am Blake Boer, joined on the broadcast tonight by the legend in the making, Zach Bavers.
Yeah, welcome in tonight to West Delaware. It's going to be a great battle. We're going to go all the way down to the end. It'll be a great time for basketball tonight.
Yeah, it should definitely be an exciting matchup, a great test for the Warriors. Wapsie Valley being the favorites in most of their matchups this year and along the tournament road. Well, tonight they will meet Class 1A second-ranked North Linn Lynx, the defending champions from last year in Class 1A. So let's see if the Warriors are ready to embrace that underdog role. A quick review of tonight's game. Wapsie Valley coming into this one as winners of District 6 in Class 1A, where Wapsie Valley picked up wins over Key High, Nashville Plainfield, and Central City.
As well as for North Linn, they took on Edgewood Colesburg, beating them 103-24. And then they face South Winneshiek, and then they face Maquoketa Valley to get here to tonight.
So that is how the Warriors and Lynx got here tonight and get set to face up in tonight's matchup. We will be back after a short message from the IHSAA with some pre-game stats, starting lineups, and soon the game. Stay tuned, fans.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect no matter the score.
The guy across from you works really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him, respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, you know, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better and when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much. But what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way. Instead of yelling at the officials, try to help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in, and try and get them in the right direction.
Welcome back in, everybody, to West Delaware High School for Wapsie Valley versus North Linn Substate final basketball. Wapsie Valley coming to this one as champions of District 6, North Linn champions of District 5. The Warriors at 20-4 in the air, the Lynx 23-0. Fans, let's take a look at how these teams compare in as far as their road to tonight's game and their season stats. Wapsie Valley, winners of 20 games this year, comes into this one averaging 67.4 points per game, shooting 45.9% from the field, 31.8% from beyond the arc. At the charity stripe this year, the Warriors 61.4% and cleaning up the boards. One of the best teams in the state, 39.5 rebounds per game, with 13.7 of those on the offensive end. Warriors turning the ball over at a 13.8 rate, but they have been picking that up and cleaning it up here towards the end of the season when it matters most. North Linn, one of the best offensive teams in Class 1A and one of the best offensive teams in the state this year. They average 84.7 points per game, shooting at 54% from the field, 39.6% from three. At the free throw line, they shoot 66.2%, rebounding at 34 boards a game, and 13.5 offensive rebounds, controlling the ball, turning it over at a 7.2 per game rate. So that's how both teams match up statistically in this one. Zach, what are your thoughts in this game?
So I think for North Linn, it's going to be pushing the pace. I think if they can constantly keep scoring, they're eventually going to overwhelm this Wapsie Valley team, and as well as they've taken really good care of the basketball. You saw just over 7 turnovers a game compared to Wapsie's 14. I think that's going to be the big thing. If Wapsie can take care of the ball tonight, not turn it over, not get their big two of Andrew Westfall and Mason Harder in foul trouble, they'll be pretty set for tonight. But it's going to come down to, I guess, who scores more. And if Wapsie can have a night like when they face Key High, scoring 80 points, 83 points, I mean, they have a good shot to win this game. But if North Linn, gets out on those big runs and starts hitting a lot of shots, they're going to take the lead and they're going to run with it.
Yes, this is definitely a game where both teams like to really turn up the speed, like to run the full court. North Linn especially loving to do that off of turnovers. That's how they like to create most of their offense this year. Turn teams over, get the fast break, the numbers advantages. Wapsie Valley, they're also a team that likes to speed things up off of missed shot, made shot. Either way, they really like to turn things up, throw the ball down the floor. We saw it last game when Mason Harder was grabbing rebounds, immediately looking up the floor and baseball throw or football pass the ball up the court to really speed things up, finding a lot of times Andrew Westfall and Casey O'Donnell.
Yeah, whenever you can have that 2-on-1, 3-on-2 situation going down the floor, most teams are usually pretty efficient. When you are pretty efficient at that, it can score points on the fast break. You got to work to your advantages, work to your strengths on that type of offense.
Yep, so as we get set for this one, let's take a look at some of the statistical leaders for each team this year. For Wapsie Valley, Andrew Westfall leads the team with 21.8 points per game and collects 3.8 rebounds per game. Mason Harder, one of the Warriors' biggest pieces, led the Warriors in scoring for most of the year, but Westfall slightly edged him in late January. Mason Harder still scoring at 20.8 points per game and with a Iowa best 17.7 rebounds per game.
Yeah, just completely dominating the paint. He's done that all playoff and pretty much all season. A lot of teams are scared, to have to work against him because when you're working against him, there's not a real clear-cut answer to how to defend him. You can't put 3 guys on him because he'll just drive right through them. So it's going to be very strategic to see if anyone on this North Linn team that can match up with Mason Harder and defend against him.
Yeah, and a big part of this Warriors playoff run this year has been a guy helping out Andrew and Mason, Casey O'Donnell, who went for 19 points against Key High, went for 21 against Nashville Plainfield, and had 12 against Central City. On the year, he's averaging 8.1 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. Also, picked to start for Wapsie. Welcome back in, folks. Sorry for that slight interruption, but it appears we are back on air with you, getting set to bring you tonight's game. Finish our wrap-up of the statistical leaders for each team. Let's move over to the North Linn Lynx, ranked second in Class 2A. Their leading scorer on the year, the combo guard forward, do-everything man for the Lynx, Ty Fluhopt. The 6'4 junior is averaging 17.5 points per game with 8.2 rebounds per game. Also inside for the Lynx, their second leading scorer, 6'5 senior big man Tate Hoggenberry, averaging 16.2 points per game and 7.3 rebounds per game. Also scoring in double figures for the Lynx, Ben Wheatley with 14.7 points per game, 2.9 rebounds, and Mason Beshen averaging 15 points even per game and 4.3 rebounds. The Lynx are a team to be reckoned with on the state level, and they are looking to get back to the state tournament. The defending state champions from last year have a couple state titles under their belt. But this should be an interesting one. Northland coming in heavy favorites in this one. I think BC Moore has them about a 20-point favorite in today's game. Let's see how they're able to handle the pressure. An interesting matchup inside, I think, between Mason Harder and Tate Hoggenberry. Two big men that have had a lot of success this year, and we'll see how they match up with each other.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at Northland, Hoggenberry, Harder's got about a 2-inch advantage in height, as well as probably a little bit more in wingspan. The Warriors are probably going to go after Fluhopt a lot tonight. Just make him kind of take him out of the equation like they did with Central City. And they held their Central City star guy to just only 3 points that game. So if they can do that tonight, take Fluhopt out of this game, it's going to be a real big advantage for the Warriors. And the Lynx, they've been in this scenario all season long, that number 2 ranked team, that heavy favorite in every game. So let's see if they can handle it tonight as well as they have all year.
All right, so there's a little bit of a rundown of each team. Let's get you tonight's starting lineups. Our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Grumpy's Barn Event Center in Rigdon. The starting 5 for your Wapsie Valley Warriors. Senior point guard number 1, Andrew Westfall. Westfall averaging 21.8 points per game, 3.8 rebounds. Also starting for the Warriors at guard, the 5'9 senior number 5, Kane Schmitz, averaging 2.5 points per game and 2.3 rebounds. Also doing a great job passing and controlling the ball without turning it over. At the small forward position, senior 6'3 small forward, Casey O'Donnell. O'Donnell averaging 8.1 points per game and 4 rebounds. In the power forward, it is 6'1 senior number 13, Hunter Kane. Kane averages 5.6 points per game and 5.2 rebounds. And inside at center for the Warriors is 6'7 senior Mason Harder. Harder averaging 20.8 points per game and 17.7 rebounds. Wapsie Valley coached by 600 win legendary coach Marty McCowan, assistants John Schutte, Mitchell Bavers, Jaden Keithy, and Andy Harder. And now to take a look at the starters for the Northland Lynx. Northland starts 6'1 guard, senior number 12, Ben Wheatley. Wheatley averaging 14.7 points per game and 2.9 rebounds. Also at guard, 5'10 junior number 14, Brecken Beatenbender, with an 8.2 scoring average and 1.7 rebounds. Also at the guard, sophomore 6'1, number 20, Mason Beshin, averaging 15 points per game and 4.3 rebounds. At the forward, 6'4 junior number 22, Ty Fluhopt, averaging 17.5 points per game and 8.2 rebounds. And inside the fifth man, 6'5 senior number 30, Tate Hoggenberry, averaging 16.2 points per game and 7.3 rebounds. The Lynx head coach by Mike Hilmer, assisted by Travis Griffin.
So the lights come down here in Manchester, Iowa, as the Warriors and Lynx are set to face off. Be a great night tonight. I mean, if you're looking at the Warriors right now, we haven't really talked about it much this postseason, but Warriors have a big, I guess if you want to put it, experience advantage. All 5 of their starters this whole season pretty much are seniors, with Andrew Westfall, Kane Schmitz, Casey O'Donnell, Hunter Kane, and Mason Harder. But that's going to be a big thing for them tonight. They got the experience advantage over these guys. See how that pans out for them.
All right, fans, we'll step away for just a minute for our national anthem, and then we will bring you tonight's action. All right, fans, it's time for tip-off. Wapsie Valley taking on North Linn. Winner going to the state tournament in Des Moines. All right, Zach, final thoughts as we get set to start.
I think it's going to be very even. I think, people saying that North Linn has the big advantage, the big overdogs tonight. We'll see if the Warriors can keep up with the Lynx tonight, but hopefully it's very even, very good game tonight.
In the circle, getting set to jump for Wapsie Valley, it is 6'7" senior Mason Harder, and for the Lynx, 6'5" forward Tate Hagenberry. Wapsie Valley wins the tip, controlled by Andrew Westfall. Westfall on the drive, puts up a floater, short, rebound to Mason Beshin.
See North Linn already going with that press, trying to force them to make bad shots, create turnovers.
Beshin working the ball up top, gets it over to Wheatley. Lynx spinning it around, they get it to the short corner. Hagenberry goes up, shot no good, fighting for the rebound. Hagenberry comes up with it, kicks it out. Beshin, three on the way is good. And the Lynx are first on the board.
They're already going with that full court press. They get a turnover right away.
Pass inside, shot no good. Lynx grab the rebound. Westfall steals it away. Dangerous situation there for the Warriors. They did a good job of forcing an early miss for the Lynx, but weren't able to control the early rebound. Harder passes ahead and goes out of bounds. An early Warrior turnover.
Yeah, two very early turnovers for the Warriors. This is not where you want to be.
Lynx working the ball around at the top. Skip pass head, stolen away by Westfall. Westfall's pass corralled by Kane Schmitz. Working to get across the timeline. He does. Mason Harder with the ball. Finds Casey O'Donnell, who drives in. Goes up. Rebound by Harder. Wapsie Valley's first points of the game. The putback by Mason Harder.
Nice job there by Harder getting the rebound, fighting through contact, get the two.
Three on the way is airballed by Ben Wheatley, but the Lynx are able to control the rebound. Three on the way from Benton Bender is no good. Lynx with another offensive board. You know, Coach McCowan can't be happy with this. The multiple shots in a possession for North Linn. That ball getting batted out of bounds by Wapsie Valley. Lynx will keep the ball.
Yeah, and something that the Warriors need to depend on tonight is getting big rebounds inside. They can't have Lynx, the North
Pass
Linn.
inside to Hagenberry. Shot no good. Defended by Harder and O'Donnell. Harder gets the rebound and is fouled by Hagenberry. So the first foul of the game goes on Tate Hagenberry. His first personal foul, team's first. Westfall inbounds to Mason Harder. Starts to bring the ball up the court, trying to break the press. Being pressured heavily by Hagenberry. And the Warriors aren't able to get it over in time. A 10-second backcourt violation turned over to the Lynx. North Linn applying heavy pressure. One of the keys to their game, turning teams over to get the offense going. Beatonbender works over to Beshin. Back to Beatonbender. Surveys the court. Pass down inside to Hagenberry. Goes up and scores through contact. 5-2 advantage for North Linn. Westfall trapped in the backcourt. Breaks the press. Goes inside. Ball is stripped by Beshin. And they'll say it was last touch by Westfall. Westfall doing a good job there, driving into the lane, but wasn't able to secure it That ball going off his leg, and another Warrior turnover. Pass inside to Hagenberry, goes up, is fouled, gets the and one. He'll head to the line for the three-point play opportunity. That foul going on the Warriors. Casey O'Donnell, his first foul of the game. The Warriors first. Hagenberry at the charity stripe. Shot on the way is no good. Rebounded by Mason Harder. Long pass ahead. Trying to find Kane Schmitz. The pass is picked off by Brecken Beatenbender. Beatenbender, three on the way. Off the iron. Rebounded by O'Donnell. Pass errantly thrown away. Out of bounds to the Lynx.
I think the Warriors, they're just trying to rush everything right now. The Lynx are kind of in their head, they're just rushing everything. You got to take your time, got to make the right pass, make sure guys are ready for it when you are passing so you don't create turnovers.
Corner three on the way is good for Ben Wheatley. Lynx have shown this year they like to shoot lots of threes, and they're doing much of the same here tonight. Lynx again heavy in the press. Wapsie Valley does break it. Casey O'Donnell from the wing bounces across to Kane Schmitz. Warriors trying to work the motion offense through. O'Donnell driving in again. Ball nearly stolen away. And it looks like we'll have a timeout on the floor called by Wapsie Valley, their first of the game.
Yeah, I think North Linn, they're doing a really good job of spacing the Warriors out, kind of attracting Mason Harder out of the paint, making it so when Hagenberry goes inside, all that's there is O'Donnell. And when O'Donnell's in there, Hagenberry has the size advantage. So that's going to be a big thing for them if they can keep attracting Harder out of the paint and open it up so that way they can get inside to Hagenberry, who will either be covered by O'Donnell or Hunter Kane, and he's going to have that height advantage.
So back out of the timeout, Wapsie Valley with the ball inbounding on the baseline. The trigger man getting set to throw it in, Andrew Westfall. He passes into Casey O'Donnell. Westfall back into the corner. We see Benton Hyde checked into the lineup for Wapsie Valley. Shot clock winding down. Shot is up, and they'll count it for Andrew Westfall. His runner goes.
Wapsie Valley looking like they're going to go into that zone defense.
Corner three is good for Ben Wheatley. Northland continues to put up the threes and hit them at an astonishing rate.
Yeah, that's 2 corner threes for Wheatley.
Benton Hyde drives in. His dribble stopped. Kicks the ball back out. Westfall drives in, spins, puts up a shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Mason Harder with the putback.
Yeah, and Wapsie doing a really good job passing the ball right now with how, abusive Northland's defense.
Deep three from Beshin, rattles out. Rebound pulled down by Westfall.
With how good Northland's defense is, they have to pass the ball, try to create shots.
O'Donnell drives in, puts up a shot outside the lane. It goes. So back-to-back scoring possessions for the Warriors. Wapsie Valley bowling now within 5, 13-8. The Lynx lead the Warriors. Pass stolen away. Kane Schmitz on the run out. Throws up a shot, trying to draw the foul. Nothing called. Rebound pulled down by Mason Beshin.
Little bit of contact there, but I don't think it was enough for them to call the foul.
Lynx get the ball in the short corner to Hagenberry. Shot is blocked by Mason Harder, who gets the rebound. Back of the head quickly to Kane Schmitz on the run out. Fast break. Layup for Kane Schmitz. And this one's a one-possession game. That's what the Warriors like to see and what Coach McCowan had been hoping for. Beshin pulls up from mid-range and drops it in. Mason Beshin with 5 points so far in this contest. Westfall being heavily pressured. Warriors do break it. Mason Harder kicks over to Benton Hyde. Corner three. Short, rebounded by Mason Beshin. Beshin goes coast to coast and gets the and one. Beshin pulled down that rebound and was off and running quickly to the other end. That foul's going to go on Casey O'Donnell, picking up his second foul, team second.
That's not a good thing you want to see. O'Donnell, 2 fouls. It's not even the end of the first quarter yet.
Beshin's free throw is good. Lynx stretched their lead out to 18-10, just over a minute to go in this first period. Drayton Sauerbrei checking into the lineup for the Warriors as Westfall heads to the bench with O'Donnell heads to the bench with 2 fouls. Harder trying to break the pass. Passes stolen away by Hagenberry. Hagenberry up ahead, and a slam for Tate Hagenberry. Gets the North Linn Lynx fans on their feet. Heavy pressure extending into the half court for North Linn. Westfall pulling up from 3. Good! (22-13). Shot clock is off, just over 20 seconds to go. Pass nearly stolen away. A jump ball. Possession will favor the Lynx. Substituting in for North Linn, Mason Beshin coming back in.
So shot clock is off.
Lynx stalling, looking for a good last shot. Beshin gets it, dribbles down to the right corner. Shot is up, no good. Fight for the rebound. A tie-up on the floor, and that'll end the first quarter through 8 minutes of play. North Linn with the early lead, 20-13.
So far, a good job by Wapsie Valley to stay in this game. I mean, they're only down by 7 at the end of 1, and I think they just need to take their time, get it past half court with that full court press. They can't just sit back there and dwell on it, otherwise they're going to create a lot more turnovers. They got to take care of the ball. They can't turn over the ball, because if they do, it's not going to end well for them.
And we've seen it so far. The Warriors, when they're doing things right, when they're getting points, it's coming when they're holding North Linn to just one shot, not letting them get wide open threes or easy passes into the lane, and controlling the ball. And that was a big key for Coach McCowan coming into this one. Control the ball. Don't give up easy turnovers that let North Linn get on the run.
Yeah, North Lynn's really efficient in that fast break. So if you can keep them out of that fast break, that's kind of the thing for their offense. That's what they like to do. They like to make turnovers, great turnovers, get in that fast break because they know they're really efficient at it.
So we're getting set for the second quarter. Warriors with the ball to begin. Westfall being pressured at the half court. Does he head out to Drayton Sauerbrei. Westfall getting it back. Lynx sending that pressure all the way out to the half court line. Hyde tries to pass inside to Harder, but the pass is long, stolen away by Beshin. Up ahead, shot is missed. Rebound by Ty Fluhopt. Gets the putback. Wheatley couldn't get his first shot to go, but Fluhopt was there for the quick rebound and putback. Westfall drives by 2 defenders, jumps, puts a shot up, and one!
Nice way to work through contact there and get the shot to fall.
So Westfall draws the contact, and the foul will go on Mason Beshin, his first personal foul, team second. Andrew Westfall at the line, shooting 1. His free throw is good.
As well as O'Donnell checked back in for Kane Schmitz.
Beshin driving in, being closely guarded by Benton Hyde. Link swinging around to Ben Wheatley. Drives in, puts a shot up outside the lane. No good, rebounded by Trayton Sauerbrei. And a mental mistake there by Mason Harder. Got a little too wide, stepped out of bounds. Before the pass from Trayton Sauerbrei did not get both feet reset. So a turnover by the Warriors to the Lynx.
Yeah, just a costly mental mistake there, but hopefully it won't come back to bite them.
Ty Fluhop 3, short, off the rim, rebounded to the Lynx. Hagenberry goes up, shot fakes, and draws the hard foul from Mason Harder.
Now, Hagenberry's been to the line before tonight. He missed that free throw. We'll see if he can cash in here.
Coach McCowan yelling to Harder to stick to the fundamentals, not jump in that situation, but Hagenberry got Harder up in the air. Hagenberry at the free throw line. First shot on the way is good.
Hagenberry, a 56% free throw shooter.
Second shot rattles around and out. Pulled down by Mason Harder.
We got to get it across.
And Harder's going to be called for the travel. So another unforced error by the Warriors gives the ball back to the Lynx. Lynx set up in the half court. Hagenberry coming out, taking the ball at the point. Working the ball around. 3 on the way from Ben Wheatley is good.
He's been their three-point machine tonight. That's his third.
Northland back with their full court press. Harder looks down the court, finds Benton Hyde. Drives in, thinks about it, kicks back out. Casey O'Donnell's 3, no good. Offensive board to Hunter Kane. Andrew Westfall, 3 from the opposite corner. Another offensive board for the Warriors from O'Donnell. Westfall, the floater, no good. Lynx finally secure the rebound.
Yeah, and the Warriors, they have to get a bucket there.
Hagenberry goes in. And a foul called on the Warriors. Coach McCowan and the Warrior fans not so sure about that one, thinking a charge should have been called on Hagenberry. But that goes on the Warriors. Hunter Kane, his first personal foul. Hagenberry's first free throw, no good.
I'm not a basketball guy, and I'm not really sure what the foul was there, but it kind of looked like Hagenberry just tried to run through him, kind of like a football running back there, but
Hagenberry gets the second free throw to go. Now 27-16 Lynx. Harder breaks the press on his own. Westfall working at the top. Splits defenders. Pass over to Harder. Ball is knocked out of his hands. Out of bounds. Off the Lynx. Warriors keep the ball. Baseline inbounds for Wapsie Valley. Westfall gets to Kane and back to Westfall. Contested 3 for Andrew Westfall. Westfall finding a groove here with 11 points in the first half. One of his better first half performances as of late. Nearly a travel underneath. 3 on the way. rattles and finally drops for Ben Wheatley.
That's his fourth three of the night. He's got 12 points, all of them coming off threes.
Northland just deadly tonight from three. Most of what they're putting up seeming to go as a foul called there on the Lynx. That one going against Ben Wheatley, his first personal foul, team third.
And that's the thing with this, full court press. Sometimes you're gonna draw fouls.
O'Donnell being pressured, loses the ball into the backcourt.
It looked like a North Linn player touched that. I don't know why that's a backcourt violation, but
Coach McCowan very unpleased with that call, having some extra words for the official, as it appears that ball had been tipped by the Lynx, but the official's not seeing it that way, saying O'Donnell last in control, so a backcourt violation. Lynx with the ball in the half court. Wheatley driving in, goes up and under. Around Hunter Kane gets the shot to drop, and a timeout called by the Warriors.
This quarter, it's kind of got away from them here. I mean, they're down by 13, but it doesn't seem like they're down by 13. It kind of seems like they're down a little less. They're in this game, but the score just doesn't say it.
The Warriors playing hard with this one, but it's the turnovers so far that are costing them and allowing Northland to have second chance points, something that not many teams have done to Wapsie Valley this year.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing with Wapsie, the reason why they're so efficient, they're so good this year, is because they are controlling the paint, getting the rebounds, not letting their opponents get second chance points. But tonight, so far, I got to say, Northland's been dominating the paint. They've been getting those second chance points we saw early in the first quarter. They got 4 rebounds on a single possession and still made the bucket. So whenever you can do that, you know you're in pretty good hands.
Yeah, so if Wapsie Valley can just calm themselves down, break that press, keep good control of the ball. They've gotten some good things going so far, and Westfall is hitting his shots early. One of the better early shooting nights he's had as of late. They need to capitalize on those things and cut down on the mistakes, mostly the mental mistakes. So back to play. Warriors get the ball inbounded as Harder brings it up, and he'll be fouled near the midcourt stripe by Ty Fluhopt. His first personal foul, team fourth. Heavy pressure again from the Lynx as Westfall is double teamed just across the half-court line. Warriors working the ball down to the corner. Hyde thinks about the three. O'Donnell drives in, shot blocked away by Hagenberry. Rebounded by Fluhopt. Lynx on the run. Beshin working up top, gets it over to Fluhopt. Hagenberry thinks and pulls from three. No good, off to the right, rebounded by Hunter Kane. Westfall being double teamed in the backcourt. Warriors flirting with that 10-second violation again. And it is a 10-second backcourt violation called on the Warriors, as Wapsie Valley did not get the ball across and in the hands of a player before that 10 seconds ran off. Fluhopt over to Beatonbender, down to Hagenberry. Beshin enters in the high post, pass down to Hagenberry. Shot is contested by Hunter Kane, but he'll be called for the foul, sending Hagenberry to the line.
Great shot contest there by Kane, just on the unlucky end of a foul.
So the second foul on Hunter Kane, team fifth on the Warriors. Hagenberry at the line again. First shot is good, and we'll see Trayton Sauerbrei re-enter into the Warrior lineup, taking the place of Hunter Kane.
As well as Kane Schmitz checked in for Casey O'Donnell.
Hagenberry's second free throw is good. A 34-19 advantage for North Linn. Benton Hyde bringing the ball up, gets it back to Andrew Westfall as they get into the half court. Pass nearly stolen away by Beatenbender. Worthington to work the ball around. 3 on the way from Westfall, no good. Fight for the rebound, pulled down by Hoggenberry. Advantage, Lynx. Wheatley's shot is no good. Goes off the Warriors and out of bounds. Lynx ball on the baseline.
That's one of the times you're going to see the Lynx fail to convert on a 2-on-1 situation. They are really efficient, as we've said all night, in that fast break offense.
Pass getting into Hoggenberry, pressured heavily by Harder and causes a travel. Hoggenberry, the senior forward/center for the Lynx, does take the ball out on the wing, but not as much as many of the other players. So the pressure getting to him there from Harder, turns it over. And Harder returns the favor with a travel of his own.
Looked like a hop step there, but
Basin Beshin bringing the ball up. Being guarded by Harder. Pass down inside to Hoggenberry. Drops it in for a layup. Hoggenberry with the mismatch there. Being guarded by Trayton Sauerbrei. Errant pass by Harder is corralled by Sauerbrei. 3 on the way from Benton Hyde. Wide open left side 3 for Benton Hyde goes. Blue Hawks pass stolen away. Benton Hyde. Warriors on the fast break. Knocked away. Out of bounds to Wapsie Valley. Benton Hyde turning around, thinking he got fouled there. But just an out of bounds situation. Warriors stand bound.
looked like a reach on, I think it was Flugenhopt.
Bounce pass into Trayton Sauerbrei in the corner. And a foul called on the Lynx.
Looks like that'll be a foul on Flugenhopt, as O'Donnell will check back in.
The second foul on the Lynx, Ty Flugenhopt. He'll be subbed out by Jake Van Etten, his first appearance into the ball game. Westfall gets it into Harder. Shot is stripped away by Ben Wheatley. Nearly trapped, gets out to Hoggenberry, racing up ahead to Beatenbender. And the shot goes over Casey O'Donnell. Warrior fans wanting a travel there. Kane Schmitz drives in, kicks it across. O'Donnell's three rattles out. Rebounded by Mason Beshin. Beshin off on the run, driving inside. And he'll get called for the travel. Beshin picking the ball up near the free throw line. Tucking that ball like a football, trying to run to the hoop. So a turnover for the Lynx to Wapsie Valley as we approach 1 minute to go in the half. Warriors break the press, getting it to Kane Schmitz. Westfall working around the right side, puts a shot up through defenders. No good. Tate Hoggenberry the rebound. Pass out to Ben Wheatley. Wheatley drives in. Ball spun around to Jake Van Etten. Lynx trying to wind the shot down. Shot clock down. Five seconds on the shot clock. Beatenbender being heavily pressured. Picks up his dribble. Long three. No good. A shot clock violation on the links, turned over to Wapsie Valley.
Yeah, not a lot of times you're going to see that with this good of a team. But try to hold for the last shot. I mean, they winded off a pretty good amount of
5 seconds
clock.
to play. Pat's head to Sauerbrei, into Mason Harder. Goes up, gets the shot before the buzzer. So Harder beats the buzzer. Our halftime score, North Linn 38, Wapsie Valley 24. So, fans, that'll wrap up the first half of action. The second-ranked Lynx leading the Warriors 38-24. We'll be back with your halftime scores and stats after this message from the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
We've got a phenomenal staff, and they're very committed to not just our 360 some schools, but the 70,000 male athletes that we provide programs for. That's what we try to keep in focus as much as possible, and that keeps us going. That's the fuel that kind of makes that train run.
Been with the Athletic Association 22 years, currently one of the assistant directors under Mr. Keating, and serve in the capacity working with our student outreach services, and also am the bowling administrator, former golf administrator, and then work with our corporate sponsors and advertisers with regard to association publications, website.
So currently I'm the administrator for football, swimming, and track and field. As part of that, it's helping schools and officials with rules interpretations, organizing the state events at our different venues, communicating with officials, hiring officials, and assigning officials for the postseason competition.
I'm the director of officials, and then I'm also the sport administrator for wrestling and golf.
I help manage all the officials in the state of Iowa, make sure they're fully registered and have all their stuff completed prior to the season's beginning and the postseason.
Right now I oversee I administer sports of basketball and soccer.
So assistant director here at the State Association. I'm a sports administrator for cross country, tennis, and baseball. I do our student advisory group, and I'm one of the 3 directors that helps with eligibility.
I am an administrative assistant here at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. I help out with the enrollment in beds and participation survey and the co-op sharing agreements for schools.
My position's evolved because our communication method has switched completely online from a print or driven organization that had its own print shop to now ADs online, supers online, fans online, parents online, students online. Everybody wants to see everything, so our website became our priority. Social media exploded because it had to. We've had to digitize our operations, and so as communications director, that means coming up with a lot of new things and new ways to do things.
Internal employee type things, benefits, payrolls, things like that. I do the internal financial statements.
I assist in the accounting department, so I assist Jess as the director of finance. So I deal with all our accounts receivables and our accounts payables, and I am also assisting her with the online ticketing program, Hometown Ticketing.
I specialize kind of in the student leadership realm and help Chad with some of his workshops and registration behind the scenes. I line up meals at tournaments, hotel rooms, that kind of thing for our board. I'm just kind of the one that learns a little bit of everything and helps wherever I can.
I do all the design work, and then of course print the programs and anything else that needs printed.
I think my primary roles are vision. Where do we want to go? What do we want to be to our schools and our young people? Also, be the public face of the Athletic Association, be the connection between this office and the general public.
I think people often have a misconception of how many people are in this building. I mean, even people in Boone don't understand, no, there's only 14 of us.
When you're a staff of our size, we've got to work together. You can't be in a silo, just kind of hunker down on your part of this. We've got to bounce things off of each other. We have to collaborate. We've got to share ideas, and we've got to jump in and help where we're needed. We've got a leadership meeting every week, and we make sure we go through everything and anything that we should be discussing and trying to figure out how are we going to do this. We have a lot of fun doing what we're doing. Why wouldn't we? We're around sports all day.
For me, it's important because I feel like I'm helping a child. You know, I have a child with high anxiety, and this makes a difference to a child like her. And so it's really cool to be a part of that.
But when the other states look at us and see the programs that we run, see how we run them, I think they say, you know, Iowa does it pretty well.
We are getting set for the second half. Sorry, no halftime recap there, as we had some audio issues, but we are back on the air for the second half of action. Lynx with the ball to begin. Beshin working the ball at the top for the Lynx, gets it to Hoggenberry, dumps down inside to Beatonbender, but he'll pull it back out, being guarded by Westfall. Long three on the way, Beatonbender, no good, rebounded to Mason Harder. O'Donnell being pressured by Fluhop, turns it over, but he'll get the ball back. And a travel on O'Donnell gives it right back to the Lynx.
Yeah, Wapsie being down by 14 surely doesn't help, but See what adjustments they can make. Flew hopped with the 3, no good. Beaten Bender underneath, throws it out of bounds, but it is saved. Gets it to Hagenberry up top, guarded by Westfall. To Beatenbender for 3, no good. Gets his own rebound.
Another opportunity for the Lynx. Hagenberry dishes out to Beatenbender. 3 rattles out. Warriors finally control the rebound. Mason Harder grabs it, nearly throws it away. Out of bounds, last touched by Ben Wheatley. Warriors keep the ball. Not the best ball control for the Warriors to start the half, trailing by 14. Wapsie Valley gets the ball inbounded to O'Donnell. Westfall gets it across the timeline, trapped by Hagenberry and Beatenbender. Turns around, throws it away. Hagenberry up, hand slam for Tate Hagenberry. Twice now, Hagenberry has gotten out on the fast break off the steal and thrown it down for a dunk. 3 for Andrew Westfall to answer. Corner 3 put up and airballed by Beatenbender. Shot rebounded by the Lynx, and Ben Wheatley's shot blocked away. Mason Harder with the rebound.
Westfall gets it over the half-court line. Looking for someone, gets it to Kane, inside to Harder. Stolen away by Flutenhopt.
Flutenhopt up to head to Beatenbender. Kicks to the left side wing. 3 no good by Wheatley. Beatenbender with the offensive board.
That's Wheatley's first missed shot tonight. That's his first missed 3. He's made 4 of them.
Mason Beshin over to Brecken Beatenbender. His 3 finally goes.
After enough threes, he's finally going to make one, and he does.
Kane Schmitz will bring the ball up for the Warriors. Dumps down to Mason Harder. Pummels his way inside and goes over Ty Flutenhopt.
Relatively quiet night for him.
Brecken Beatenbender. Back-to-back 3s for the Lynx junior.
Now they can't leave him open. He's starting to get hot.
Warriors break the press. Westfall going through defenders, puts a shot up. No good. Fight for the rebound. Mason Harder comes up with it, going up and scoring over Tate Hagenberry.
Harder has 10 now.
Mason Beshin driving in. His runner, no good. O'Donnell with the quick rebound, throws ahead to Westfall. Westfall diving to save it from out of bounds, but stolen away by the Lynx. 3 on the way. Beshin, no good. O'Donnell the board.
Very high-paced game so far right here out of half. They got to go.
O'Donnell gets the ball up, sticks that arm out, nearly getting called for a push-off. And out of bounds to the Lynx. Corner 3 for Drew Reese. Reese freshly checked into the game. His first shot is good. Lynx now up 49-31, just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Westfall being trapped near the half-court line, turns it over to Beatenbender. Hagenberry on the way, drives up. Benton Hyde there to stop the drive. Shot is no good. Out of bounds. Turned over by the Lynx to Wapsie Valley.
And Hagenberry was right there. Should have went and saved it, but I guess he didn't really know it was off on a Lynx defender. So
Benson Hyde racing up the court. Gets it back to Westfall. Nearly loses the handle. Fight for the ball. Harder, the pass inside to a cutting Andrew Westfall.
The unusual score there. Bunch of attempted steals and turnovers, but eventually
another three.
They got to stop leaving these guys open. They're just going to keep hitting open threes.
The sophomore guard in his first minutes buries his first 2 threes of the game. Harder driving inside and will get called for the travel.
Hagenberry to bring it up for the Lynx.
Beshin driving in against Drayton Sauerbrei, kicks it off to Hagenberry. Shot is no good. Ty Flughop the rebound. And he'll be fouled on the floor.
By Mason Harder. That's his second.
First foul in the half on the Warriors, the second on Mason Harder. Harder comes up with the ball, steals it away.
Call him for a carry, I believe.
As he tried to stop his dribble there. Got his hand under it, ready to jump stop, but was ready to dribble again. Officials call the carry. A turnover to the Lynx. Hagenberry takes the ball at the point, back up near the half-court circle. Just looking to kill some clock as the Lynx have built up a 19-point lead here. As he eyes down Harder, 1-on-1, he'll pull for 3. Short off the front rim. Harder rebounds it, but it's poked away by Fluhopt. And a foul will be called on Mason Harder. Warrior fans cannot believe that one. A questionable call at best. Looked like Harder it was planted, ready to draw the charge. But the foul will be called. Lynx will keep the ball and get a fresh 35 as we reach 1 minute to go here in the third quarter.
You can see the Lynx trying to attract Mason Harder out of the paint. If he doesn't, they're just going to wind down this clock.
Lynx pulling out to a four corners offense. Just letting that clock run down. He'll go one-on-one with Harder, drives in, turns around, puts the jumper up, and good for Tate Hagenberry.
He can.
And Westfall fouled in the backcourt by Drew Reese. His first personal foul, the Lynx first of the half.
Looks like they're going to take Hagenberry out in favor of Jake Van Etten. Second time he's come in tonight.
Warriors with the ball, just over 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Westfall being heavily pressured. He will be fouled again by the Lynx. This one looks to go on Mason Beshin. His second personal foul, team second.
So Cole Griffith will come in for Mason Beshin. Westfall inbounds to O'Donnell, back to Westfall. He's double teamed. Over
Gets
to
over
Hyde.
to Benton Hyde. Being double team trapped. Throws it into Mason Harder. and one! The block and the bucket for Mason Harder. The delayed call, but the foul goes on the Lynx. Ben Wheatley, his second personal foul, team third, and a three-point play for Mason Harder.
Harder's got 13.
Griffith races up, long three from Drew Reese. No good. At the end of the third quarter, number 2 North Linn leads Wapsie Valley 54-36.
So, the end of 3, Wapsie's down by 18. I think for Wapsie, we've talked about this all night, they just got to calm it down and play their type of game. They're letting the Lynx control this game. They can't do that if they want to win, so they got to make a good comeback here in this fourth quarter if they want to go to state. And as for the Lynx, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. They're playing really good basketball, playing some really hard physical defense, as well as being very efficient in that transition offense. If you can practice and get really good at that transition offense, and you have a defense that can turn the ball over a lot, you're going to be really good in this type of game.
So, Zach, if the Warriors are going to try and make one last push here, what do they need to do here?
I think they just need to play their type of game. They're letting the Lynx control this, letting the Lynx double team them all the time. They keep their guys getting in foul trouble. They'll be able to, try to make a comeback at this, but getting trapped right up here is not a good way to start.
Wapsie Valley begins the fourth quarter with the ball. Some heavy pressure at the half court. Pass down inside to O'Donnell. He'll be fouled on the way up by Tate Hoggenberry. His second personal foul, the fourth of the half on the Lynx. Casey O'Donnell at the line, shooting 2. First free throw on the way is good.
I think another big thing here tonight is the Warriors, their supporting cast has been very quiet tonight.
The second free throw from Casey O'Donnell goes through. Now 54-38 Lynx. So far in this one for the Warriors, Andrew Westfall with 16 points, Mason Harder with 11. Then you have Casey O'Donnell with 4, Benton Hyde with 3.
This is what we're used to seeing out of this Warrior team, and Kane gets fouled. We're used to seeing this type of offense. We saw that when they played Central City. Harder gets the rebound, chucks it down to a wide-open teammate down the floor. Quick transition offense.
Kane fouled by Brecken Beatenbender, his first personal foul, team 5th. So Kane heads to the line, shooting 2.
Kane not the best free throw shooter, but
he
makes
gets
the
first to land.
That's his first point of the night. Like we said, this supporting cast has been fairly quiet tonight.
Second free throw attempt from Hunter Kane on the way is good. A glimpse into early season Hunter Kane there, where he was fairly consistent from the free throw line, but hit a slump there in the middle of the season towards the end of the regular season. But with a slight tick back up, Tate Hoggenberry bringing the ball up, heavily pressured from behind and shoved to the ground by Mason Harder. That'll be the 3rd foul on Harder.
That's not a thing. That's his 4th
personal foul on Harder.
That's not a good thing. One more and he's out of here.
Harder needs to be careful here, guarding Hoggenberry all the way out. Drives in, pressures the shot, but Hoggenberry gets the layup to go. Now 56-40 North Linn. 7:08 to play in the ball game. Corner 3 from Casey O'Donnell. Rattles home.
Warriors clawing their way back. Down by 13. Just under 7 to go. And Lynx are going to do this again. Looks like Hyde will come up to guard.
Hagenberry kicks to the corner. Brecken Beatenbender, 3, no good. Rebound, Mason Harder. Benton Hyde gets the ball over to Andrew Westfall. Working on Beatenbender. Can't get anything going. Passes off to Kane Schmitz.
Some great defense there by Beatenbender.
Westfall after the pass. Knocked to the ground. Nothing called. Kane Schmitz, 3! Warriors on a run. Pull it within 10. A timeout being called. Wapsie Valley will take it, trying to rally the troops, getting some life into this Warrior crowd.
Yeah, and you can see these two crowds. It's like a heavyweight boxing match. It's just blow after blow after blow. Both of these fan bases are just gnawing at the bit. You know, when their team scores, they go crazy. It's what you love to see here in a packed house.
So Wapsie Valley's finally getting some shots to land. Now North Lynn's been trying to kill the clock. Been getting up these last couple possessions. One shot done. Something the Warriors had for just moments here and there. And when they're able to do that, they've been getting points. They've been getting some stretches. Plenty of time to play in this one. 6:03 on the clock, 10-point game. Warrior student section getting rowdy over there. Make some noise. The full Warrior contingent on their feet chanting. Both crowds making noise. Flew hopped, the elbow jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound. Brecken Beatenbender comes up with it. Beshin drives in. Corner 3, flew hopped, no good. Long rebound, Casey O'Donnell.
Warriors clawing their way back. Let's keep this going.
Westfall working the top, goes around the screen. Long 2 from Westfall. No good. Rebound, flew hopped. Good look off the long 2 for Westfall, but the shot doesn't go. 5 minutes to play here in this ball game. The second-ranked Northland Lynx up 56-46 on Wapsie Valley.
Oh, they left him.
Beatenbender, 3 from the top of the key is good.
Can't do that.
Benton Hyde tossing back over to Casey O'Donnell. Warriors into the half court. Jump stop, pull up, no good from O'Donnell. Beshin with the ball out and running.
It's not what you need right now. We need a defensive stand here. You know the Lynx are going to wind out this clock.
Brecken Beatenbender's 3, short, rebounded to Mason Harder. O'Donnell kicks to Westfall, thinks about 3, shot fakes, back out to O'Donnell.
Just
3
short.
is no good, rebounded by Beshin.
This is not the time where you want to go on a cold spell offensively. Down by 13. Got to start hitting shots. You don't got much time.
Northland still content, passing the ball around, killing some clock. Beshin's 3 on the way is good. After that Warrior run, Northland with back-to-back 3s.
They go back up by 16. Just over 3, or just under 3:30 to play.
Westfall, 3 on the way, no good. A Lynx rebound to Beatenbender.
And
Tate Hagenberry drives in. He'll be fouled by Andrew Westfall. And Kane Schmitz there to make sure he doesn't get a free practice dunk in.
Big thing there, they attracted Mason Harder out of the paint. That's a big thing for them. If they can get him out of the paint, that opens up a lot of real estate for Hagenberry just to drive on in.
Fluhop fires it into Hagenberry. 3 minutes to go in this one. Hagenberry backing down O'Donnell, falls to the ground, no call. He'll be fouled on the floor. Call going against Kane Schmitz. The 5th foul on the Warriors. First foul in the game for Kane Schmitz. Hagenberry pulls it out, drives in, kicks to Beatonbender in the corner. Another 3 for Brecken Beatonbender.
Back-to-back-to-back threes.
So with the Warriors getting the lead down to 10 points, Northland quickly answering with multiple scoring possessions up to a 19-point lead. Westfall working inside, gets it back out to Kane Schmitz. Feed inside to Harder. Can't control the pass. Out of bounds to Northland.
So O'Donnell will check out. Hunter Kane is in. Sauerbrei also coming in. He will come in for Kane Schmitz. So O'Donnell and Schmitz are out. Sauerbrei and Kane are in. Nice job.
Pass stolen away by Hyde. 3 from Westfall. Bounces twice. No good. Offensive rebound. Mason Harder goes up. And a blocking foul will be called on Ty Fluhop.
So Harder will go to the line. Shooting 2.
The 3rd foul on Ty Fluhop. The 6th on the Lynx. Mason Harder hits the line for a pair. First shot on the way is good for Mason Harder.
I think the Warriors, they just need to find a switch. Just need to find that switch, hit it, and start hitting all these shots. Had their spells, hot spells and cold spells, but
Harder connects on the pair. Northland quickly into the fast break out to Mason Beshin. Puts the shot up over Benson Hyde. Beatonbender's shot no good. Rebounded by Beshin. And Warriors finally corral it off the board by Hunter Kane. Hyde tries to get the pass through, stolen away. Mason Beshin. A two-handed slam. Correction by Tate Hagenberry. The 3rd transition dunk of the game for Tate Hagenberry. He's gotten hot. He leads all scores in this one with 20 points. And a timeout called here. By Northland. Welcome back in, fans. 1:42 to play in this Class 1A Substate 3 final between second-ranked Northland and Wapsie Valley. Northland with a 67-48 lead. Warriors trying everything they can to fight back. 3 put up by Kane Schmitz. Goes long, rebounded by Tate Hagenberry. He tries to evade pressure. Kane Schmitz finally tracks him down, gets the foul The Warriors forced to play the foul game to stop the clock.
Looks like Sauerbrei will come in for Schmitz.
And we will be shooting free throws the rest of the way on all fouls. Lynx do get it in. Trayton Sauerbrei fresh into the game. He'll pick up the foul. And Ben Wheatley will go to the free throw line for 1-1.
So Wheatley will go to the line shooting 1-1, my bad.
Wheatley's first shot is good.
So Wheatley has 15. Big night for him.
And the pair made by Ben Wheatley. Casey O'Donnell driving in on Ty Fluhop. Fluhop falling, trying to draw the charge. Lynx picked up the rebound, but they'll say out of bounds. Off North Linn to Wapsie Valley. 1:09 to play in this ball game.
Westfall's got to get it in. Gets it to O'Donnell.
O'Donnell pulls up for three over Fluhopped. No good. Rebound by Ben Wheatley. As we reach under 1 minute to play in this ball game. And Wheatley will be fouled. That foul going on Benson Hyde, his first, team 8th. Wheatley back to the line, shooting 1-1.
Made the pair last time. See what you can do here.
First shot on the way is good from Ben Wheatley. 3 for 3 on free throws tonight. Wheatley came into this game shooting at 76.5%. You know, this isn't the situation Wapsie Valley wanted to be in at all, getting Northland to the free throw line. And unfortunately, they're at the stripe trying to ice this one away as Northland subs in. We see Cole Griffith, Grant Reckemer, Hayden Schmidt, Jake Van Etten check in. Wheatley's second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Hunter Kane. Warriors quickly pushing up. Casey O'Donnell, 3 is good. Over the outstretched arms of Jake Van Etten.
Looks like Wapsie will bring in their group. It's unfortunate to see these seniors go the way they did, but man, did they have a heck of a career here.
The Warrior subs checking in. Number 12, Manny Hebner. Number 14, Drew Sauerbrei. Number 15, Ian Bazinski. Number 22, Justice Kelly. And number 45, Noah Richards. And checking in for Northland was number 32, Drew Reese. So each team emptying their bench here. 30 seconds to go in this one as Northland Piers will be heading back to the state tournament to defend their state title. Drew Reese, 3 on the way, no good. Jake Van Etten, the offensive board. Fouled on the way up. Foul going on the Warriors. Noah Richards, his first personal foul. Team 9th. Van Etten heads to the line, shooting 2. Van Etten's free throw on the way is good. He'll get on the board with his first points of the game. Second free throw for Van Etten is good. 72-51, Northland leads. 10 seconds to go. Drew Sauerbrei with the ball at the top. Pass is batted away by Van Etten. Just 6.2 seconds left to go in the Warriors season. Final shot on the way from Juice Sauerbrei, no good. Van Etten with the rebound, and that's the ball game. Our final score, second ranked North Linn 72, Wapsie Valley 51. A hard-fought effort from the Warriors tonight, but not enough to overcome the high-powered Lynx. So that will end the Warriors season. Wapsie Valley ends the 20-22-23 campaign at 20-5. Fans will be back after a short break for final scores and stats and wrap up. Welcome back in, fans, for our post-game wrap-up for our Substate final game. Our final score in this one, the North Linn Lynx take down Wapsie Valley 72-51. Zach, what were our final scoring numbers in this contest?
So we'll start off with the North Linn Lynx. Their unlikely hero tonight, as you would say, is Tate Hagenberry. He's had 22 tonight, along with Mason Beshin and Ben Wheatley, both scoring 17. Beatonbender had 3. Ty Flugenhopt had 2, as well as Drew Reese had 6, and Jake Van Etten had 2. For the Warriors, Andrew Westfall had 16, Benton Hyde had 3, Kane Schmitz had 5, Casey O'Donnell had 10, Hunter Kane had 2, Mason Harder had 15.
And so that was your final scoring recap. And we talked about this one, how Wapsie Valley needed to play practically a perfect game coming to this one. They knew it was an uphill battle facing a North Linn team that has been great. They've turned into a Class 1A dynasty with multiple state titles, just some great players and some great coaching. So our hats off to them tonight as they'll head back to the state tournament looking to defend their state title. Before we go, we'd like to recognize all of the Warrior seniors that completed their career tonight and had some great runs. Those seniors: Andrew Westfall, Benton Hyde, Kane Schmitz, Casey O'Donnell, Hunter Kane, Justice Kelly, and Mason Harder, and one other Warrior senior this year who played in part of the year before heading off to Army basic training, Austin Klink. We thank all of them for the time they put in, all of the great efforts they gave to Wapsie Valley basketball, and a great run this season as they wrap up their careers.
So I think for Wapsie tonight, they played a great game tonight. They held North Linn to probably their lowest scoring game in a while. Even though North Linn put up 72 points and the score is what it was, Wapsie losing by 26. It didn't feel like Wapsie lost by 26. I feel like they were in this game, and I know as a Warrior fan it may sound biased, but they played their hearts out tonight. They played a great game. Just some things didn't go their way, couldn't get the shots to fall when they needed to. They just weren't able to claw their way back at the end, but overall they played a really great game, and their seniors had a great night tonight, but the supporting cast around those seniors just didn't have the night that you wanted out of them. And I think that was the main thing is, Ben Hyde only had 3, Kane Schmitz had 5, and Hunter Kane had 2. So you wanted more out of them, but overall just couldn't get the job done. And then for North Linn, their guy tonight was Tate Hagenberry. He had 22. He was their man tonight. He was dominating the paint most of the time when they were able to attract Mason Harder out of the paint. But overall, they played a really great game, and hopefully they have a great state tournament.
So that will wrap up our broadcast night and for this season. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and all season, especially postseason long. I'd like to thank our sponsors who made all of our postseason streams possible. Design Specialty Company-SKC, Grumpy's Barn Event Center in Rigdon, Hooked Up Self-Storage in Fairbank, Joey Rigdon Accounting with offices in Waverly and Fairbank, Little Wapsie Communications, Oran Mutual Telephone Company, Prime Capital Investment Advisors, Quality Accounting Services, RTC Communications, and the Wapsie Valley Athletic Boosters. For our crew tonight, I am Blake Boer, my broadcast partner Zach Bavers, and our special assistant and stats man on the night, Riker Oberly. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight and for a great Warrior season. Have a great rest of your night, and go Warriors!